Do you have the DJI RC Plus 2 remote control? If you do, then this is the guide for you. Unlike some other guides, what I'm going to do is really focus in on the screen and all of the different icons that there are on there. It can sometimes be a bit confusing when you are flying missions to see all these icons pop up but not know exactly what they are. So when you start up the drone and the controller, before you get to the flight controls, you'll just have to go through the pre-flight check window. At the top of the screen, you'll see a green box called Normal, and usually before you can take off, it needs to be green, so it needs to be normal, because that means that it's been doing its checks for your vision sensors and avionics to make sure that everything looks okay. You then move across and you've got your switch set to normal on your remote control. That's what N mode means. You've got your battery level, and that's the battery level of the drone, so 99%. You've also got the battery level of the controller, so the controller is 60%. And then as you move across, you'll see that this is called controller A. If you had someone else with another controller, they would be controller B. Home point, you'll see, is set, and whether you're connected to RTK on or off. So you'll only be able to select if you're connected to RTK if you've got an internet connection and you have an RTK server enabled. And then next to that, you've got the storage capacity that you have left on your disk on the aircraft. As we go down to the next line, you can set your minimum return to home altitude. So if you may have trees nearby, even though the aircraft has obstacle avoidance, you may want to set a minimum return to home altitude of 20, 30, 40 meters. And then across from that, you've got the action that you want on signal loss. So usually you might have it at return to home, or maybe you might have it as continue mission, or land where you are. But I wouldn't really recommend using land because you just don't know what's going to be beneath the drone if it loses signal suddenly. You can then set your max altitude. So usually here in the UK, it'll be your 120 meters. And your max flight distance. And remember, this is your max flight distance from your home point. So at the moment, it's sort of defaulted to 2000. Now, as you move down, you can set your home point to either be the aircraft or the remote control, which is obviously with you. And then you can set your control stick mode, which you have set in your remote control, 1 or 2. As you go down, you can determine what you want if there's an obstacle detected. So obstacle avoidance. Do you want it to brake, avoid, or do you want to turn it off, i.e. as if you are in sport mode? Converging altitude data refers to the process of aligning and combining different sources of altitude data to ensure accuracy and consistency. So when you're flying, it'll be taking into account its elevation data along with visual sensor data and GPS data and RTK data in order to try and determine what altitude the aircraft is at. And as you go down to the last bit, you can set your horizontal, upward and downward sensor ranges. So for the alerts that you get on the flight control when it's sensing an obstacle. So here I've set it to 16 meters and 10 meters. So that's when the alerts start coming in. And also you can customize your battery warning. So at the moment I've got it set to 15%. It will then start to send me a warning that the battery is low, but you can whack that up to sort of 20, 25% if you want. After you have cycled through this page, then what you need to do is scroll down to the bottom and click on Next. This will then take you through into the next page, which is the mapping checklist. What you'll find sometimes at the top is that you could have a notice that says that the return to home altitude is lower than the highest point of the flight route. So what you can do then is just adjust the return to home altitude. But if you're happy at the end of the mapping mission for the drone to lower down onto your predetermined return to home altitude, then just leave it as it is. As you look down, you'll see the first two options, local mapping and cloud reconstruction. So local mapping means that on the remote controller, once the mission is completed, it will then construct a point cloud for you. And this can then be used later on to do detailed 3D mapping missions, planning straight from the remote control. Cloud reconstruction means that the imagery that you're taking will be uploaded to the internet into your FlightHub 2 account, and from there the reconstruction process will automatically start for your 2D or 3D mapping mission that you are conducting. The next line just reiterates what you had on the previous page about battery levels, whether your RTK is connected, and the amount of storage that you have left. Below that is the mapping mission that you're going to conduct, the distance, the estimated duration of the actual mission, how many waypoints you have, your ground sampling distance. So 1.35 centimeters is anything below 1.35 centimeters in width of pixel will not be shown or will just appear as one item, whereas items above 1.35 centimeters or thereabouts what can be delineated as two separate items. And also the number of photos that will be taken, 134. And also you have your safe takeoff altitude, which I've got here as 20 meters, and that the type of camera that's going to be used, so the wide angle camera, and whether you're going to set your climb to start point. And then the next line, what you'll have is what you want it to do after the mission has completed. So you might have the drone then return to the home point, what to do on signal loss. So actually for the mapping mission, we'll just have it continue because I'll have line of sight of it at all times. And whether you want to have like bypass obstacles on the flight route. Now, if you planned your flight, okay, then hopefully you shouldn't need this. But it may be that you're planning a flight mission and there's a telegraph pole in the middle of the field. So you just want that extra bit of safety. Camera mode, you'll want it on auto, so as the drone is flying along, the camera will automatically do its own ISO, etc. and other settings. Once you've checked on that, you'll see what folder it's being created, and then you'll click the start button in order to start your mission.